is a recipe from the Dutch Caribbean island of Curacao, and there was a Dutch lady and she gave us this recipe, and it's called Karni Stoba. And believe it or not, this is all you need for the marinade, and this is my kind of cooking. Keep it simple, no faff. So we've got beef, garlic, salt, pepper and water. Right, so we've got brisket here. You can use any stewing steak you like, but we've got a lovely piece of brisket here, so we're going to cut that into chunks because it's going to go long, slow cooking. There you go. So now, chopped our beef into chunky cubes. That goes in there. And I'm going to season with some salt, sprinkle of salt. Some freshly ground pepper.
I've never seen
simpler
marinade. No.
There we are, quite a generous seasoning, salt and pepper. And then I've got some cloves of garlic here, and just cut those up. Well, it depends on the size of the clove really, but I've got some in 4s, some in 2s. So that's our marinade already. Could it be any simpler?
Salt, pepper, garlic. And some cold water.
And now just going to pour, ordinary cold water. Just enough. That's it, just enough to cover the meat. I'm going to cover that with some cling film, and then it goes in the fridge overnight, and then we'll get cooking that tomorrow. So looking forward to that. So welcome back, taste buddies. We're the following morning. My meat's been marinating overnight in the fridge. I've taken it out to let it come to room temperature. Now I'm going to drain it because we need that marinade liquid. Okay, and simple as the marinade was, that is all of the rest of the ingredients. It doesn't get any simpler than this. Such a fabulous meal. So the rest of my ingredients, I've got some sugar, olive oil, good knob of butter, ground cumin, soy sauce, onion and red pepper. First things first.
And that's it then?
That's it. You remember we were stunned at how simple it was.
Yeah, amazing.
Even more stunning though is how brilliantly tasty it is. So let's drain this. Let's start with draining this. Yeah, if you remember, this is so simple, isn't it? Okay, so I've drained it. Now, but what I want to do, because we're going to brown the meat, I'm going to lay it on some kitchen roll here just to absorb the rest of the moisture. Okay, rest a piece of paper on that.
And let it dry, yeah?
Just leave it there to dry.
As
and
much.
Let's get on and caramelise this sugar.
Perfect.
Okay.
Let's move to...
So this is my pan that I'm going to cook the beef in. Put that on the heat. Nothing in it at the moment. I'm going to sprinkle the sugar in. Okay, that's about a tablespoon of sugar. And just leave that to brown a little bit. And then I'm going to add the butter and the oil.
So caramelize the sugar first?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to give it a nice colour. It's already, I'm using a light brown sugar here. It doesn't matter what colour you use, you need the sugar to go darker than you put it in. Got that? See how it's melting and turning colour? And now I think I can possibly...
I can smell the caramel.
Okay, right, so now add a knob of butter. Stand back a bit because it's going to actually, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And then you want about a tablespoon.
A generous one.
A generous tablespoon of olive oil, because we do love our sauce.
Oh, that smells like Weather's original.
We're going to brown our meat off in, so let's get this and do this in batches, depending on how much you're cooking, of course.
Always, if you brown something, always in few batches, isn't it?
Yep.
Otherwise, the juices from the meat come out and then it starts boiling.
Okay, it's time to turn them over. See how it's browning beautifully there. Lovely, that caramelised sugar oil. And I'm going to leave those. Okay, so while they're browning, I'll get on chopping these vegetables. And nice and rustic, no problem. Not looking for anything delicate here. You're going to be cooking with your beef for a couple of hours, so you don't want them too small.
We cooked this dish, if I remember right, a few years ago, and our friend Ella and Nick were here.
They were, yeah, they were.
And they loved it. Actually loved it. I think Ella is cooking it now in quite regularly. It's a beautiful, beautiful dish. Taste buddies, do it.
So I've got nice big sized chunks of pepper. I'm going to chunk up my onion. And whilst I was doing that, I remembered I forgot the other ingredient. It calls the habanero pepper, the original recipe from Curacao. I didn't grow habaneros this year. We've grown lots of Scotch bonnets, so we're going to use one of those. So let's chunk up this. So quite nothing super fine. As I say, it's going to be in with the meat for a couple of hours.
It's going to melt in the meat.
Yeah. The seeds out of the Scotch bonnet.
That makes a change.
Well, do you know what? I'm only going to take the seeds out of half of it because you and me, we both love a bit of heat, don't we?
Yeah.
But a Scotch bonnet is firier than a habanero, and in the recipe, anybody who wants to do the Curacao recipe, it would be with a habanero pepper with no seeds.
So just using half.
But I'm going to use the seeds from half. But aren't they beautiful? Look at that. Get those.
Oh, amazing. And are you going to use the garlic as well from the marinade?
Yeah. I'm not wasting that either. That will go in as well.
Okay, lovely.
I didn't put it in from now because obviously it would get burnt.
Yep.
With the so just coarsely chop up these garlics that have been in the marinade.
That's Kiki's style.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Kiki does them.
These are browned lovely all over that batch. So I'm going to stick our others in. Put some juices. Stir. And now add all these beautiful vegetables. So there they go into.
Little colours.
Give them a stir. And that, my dears, is almost it. We're going to leave those to get soft. Stir them all up so that all the flavours mix in. That's it. So I've added the vegetables to the meat. Now time to add a bit of spice. I've got some cumin here, ground cumin, and we want, well, around about a tablespoon, but if I'm honest, I go by smell. Do you smell your cooking? Yeah.
No, it's fine.
I mean, you obviously can't taste it at this stage, but oh dear, come back there, you. I think that could take a little bit more, you know.
So is it a tablespoon and a half?
That's what I'm going to put in.
Okay.
But because we love cumin, again, I mean, this is kind of a rustic recipe, difficult to pin down to actual quantities, and it's more about what you like. So we do like cumin. So, all right, I'll put the lid on to keep those nice and soft in there. Yeah, they're going nice and soft now. So what I need to do, what we do now at this point is put our reserved marinade in there. That's looking good. And now we need a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce. So I don't want to overdo this because it's going to end up too salty. So I will use a spoon to measure. 1, 2 and a bit, I suppose that was. Okay, so there you go. Stir all that in. I'm going to do what I always do at this point and smell it. Ah, lovely.
It does smell amazing. So that's enough liquid there now, yeah?
I think that's enough liquid. If you haven't got enough liquid, you just add a little bit of boiling water, just to barely cover. I might actually, when this has had a couple of minutes to infuse all the flavours, I might add a bit more.
So but, that's it for now. So lid on, yeah, and
lid on
slow, eh? Slow cooking.
Fire right down. And now that's it, really. Leave it to work its magic in there. All right, so 2 hours gone past. Let's see what we're doing here. Oh, the smell is just unbelievable. Let me have a stir up here because I think, whoa.
The cumin and the garlic, oh my god.
There you go. Let's try the old fork test. Yep.
I think it's time for the chef to try it, isn't it?
That's chef's first, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And I'm normally, now you're going to know just how awful that is. I'm just going to... Now, this is just so gorgeous. You can serve it with whatever you want. We've had this with rice, with mashed potato, with... Roasties, with sauté.
Chips.
Have we?
Falls apart, eh?
Falling apart.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, let's sign off.
Okay. Cheers, taste buddies. Listen, you can do it with what you like, but please do it because it's fantastic. And thank you very much for watching and subscribing and sharing and liking. It means a lot to us.